Hey everybody, it's Omni Respiratory Flux, call me Flux for short, or whatever you want to call me. And in the last episode, we made it here to the factory and cleared out the rest of the area, which exposed most of the factory world, which means now we're going to go on and explore more of it. Level 7-2, Slam and Steel. Again with the alliteration. Well, kind of halfway alliteration there because the SL doesn't make the exact same beginning sound as the ST, even if you just separate the S from it. This world gives you robotic chicken enemies, so yeah, that's a thing. And also, yes, that's the Slam and Steel. That is what the level name refers to. That's basically just obstacles. Got conveyor belts and electricity, and yeah, that's kind of what the Slam and Steel does. Got to blow on the you got to blow on those light bulb things until the light bulb explodes, which is always fun. And also, you've got to jump up to the top here to get this. Also, again, the chicken enemies just kind of blow up, so that's interesting. And also, wow, you could see me kind of almost get smashed there, but I managed to not. I like how they even like the things that you pound or blow on are all inorganic materials like metals and electronic components and everything. It kind of also, don't fall in there. That looks very painful. Also, yeah, you can kind of bounce on those enemies to get up here. Also, it's interesting to me how, like, the little pinwheel things on the light bulbs, you actually have to blow on for a time. It's not like you immediately get it. It's just sort of on a short timer where you have to blow for long enough that it actually activates, which is interesting. And also, don't forget to notice that you can go up here and go above that slammer and grab this. And again, the puzzle pieces are really kind of just sort of there. This is going to be a tricky thing because you kind of gotta make sure you get to here. You don't have to duck. Also, that's breakable. There's a bonus level under here. I wonder if there are any levels in this game that don't put at least one puzzle piece behind one of these bonus rooms. I haven't really ever paid attention to that. Like, I'm sure there might be one or two that don't, but I feel like most levels have at least one of these somewhere. And a lot of levels have multiples of them. But the important thing is we got another puzzle piece, and we got to get to the safe spot right here. And a lot of the times these like little light bulb, whoa, okay, I somehow started rolling there because it wasn't thinking I was ducking. It's like, yeah, no, it's like those things, they're not even worth it half the time because it just takes so long to do it. And they like putting them on these conveyor belts for some reason where you can't actually stand still to properly get a target on them. Well, okay, actually they do have sort of a delayed response so that you don't necessarily have to be constantly blowing on them until they activate. You can kind of be like, also you have to duck for that or else you hit the zap, like the electric thingy do. So that's a little bit nerve-wracking, but yes, you get to the end here. And also the electricity here is kind of in a gate kind of fashion. You have to jump through it when it's not active. And oh boy, I think I remember this last part of this level. The pistons that slam at you are now horizontal, and yes, you have to roll all the way to the end there. Okay. I'm not going to get that heart because I need to get this, and you can only pick one of them. So that is definitely a little bit crazy. And again, you got to roll over here to get the G, which, even if this isn't actually that hard if you know what you're doing, it manages to make things about as nerve-wracking as it possibly can to be trying to do this while speaking about things. Just keeping a focus on talking in general during some more difficult platforming segments is not actually that easy. And that's why I don't really have any illusions that I'm somehow really good at this, even after doing this for a couple of years now. I still find it really difficult to talk and to actually, like, be saying anything while I'm trying to... So they take whatever they mine in the mine scene, bring it here, and then make what? Well, we might find that out eventually. We might not. I don't think that's the important thing right here. They wouldn't put that big red button there if you didn't want you to press it. Well, I'm not sure what he's talking about, but there might be something to that later. Also, yes, you actually have to go to this one first if you want to go to them in order, because this is 7-3. Handy hazards, which is kind of an oxymoron until you actually look at the proper level and see what it's referring to. It's not saying that these hazards are in any way going to come in handy, although they might, but that's not the point. Yep, it's because they are literally shaped like hands, and that's why the level has this name, and it's kind of goofy, and I kind of love it anyway. You know what I mean. It's just sort of, even if it's silly and doesn't really mean anything super important. Okay, those screwdriver enemies are still in this level. Also, one thing that I think kind of always messes me up a little bit, okay, about this particular level is I feel like there are things like above the, like, hold on, those things are gonna punch down. I feel like there's little things above here also. Wow. And I feel like there's one of those that actually has an important secret to it. Yep. There's a bonus barrel up here. That is actually really obnoxiously tricky to find if you don't know where to look. And also it's one of these, which are, honestly, I'd probably say these are one of the more genuinely threatening bonus rooms, just because it's, I don't know, something about these elevators, they're just constantly impeding your progress rather than you can actually do anything about it. They're just kind of there, always moving, and yeah, that one up is not worth it at my current health. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on going, and also that giant eye in the background is just kind of watching and controlling things and pressing buttons with his hands to move these other hands, which are wafting flames and carrying barrels. I think this is just the goofiest looking part of this game, honestly, but I just kind of love it anyway because it looks so goofy. You know what I mean? It's just kind of got that charm to it where it's like, that was the dumbest thing I could have done there. It's like you don't even care that it's silly. It's just sort of, has that charm to it that you just sort of don't even care. And it's just sort of, yeah, it's like, okay, you get out of here. Nobody likes you, Screwdriver Man. And yeah, okay, I take that back earlier. That was the dumbest thing I could have done at that part of the level. Okay. Now, if I could stop doing dumb things, that'd be great. So, yeah. I like how he's just kind of wafting his hand over that flame, even though that flame is doing absolutely nothing, as far as I can tell. I mean, it's a blowtorch, but it doesn't seem to be being used as a blowtorch for anything, so... Anyway. Also, these red hen chicken things will actually explode after a time, so you can pick them up after you jump on them and use them as a bomb to take out other enemies. Blast over the top there. Don't forget to come back and get this puzzle piece. And then jump back here and jump into this barrel and blast into the one to move you on. That's kind of an annoying thing. Again, I'm noticing that some places here, and it's not like it's really that noticeable if you're playing the game, quote-unquote, right. As in, like, if you're playing the game optimally, it's not going to matter that you hit a point of no return. But, like, right after blasting out of a barrel that so it's like you kind of get trapped into going to that point of no return. But if you're playing the game optimally, it's not like you're really going to notice, but if you mess up, that actually can be pretty punishing, and not even just in the sense that oh, it's kind of annoying that it happened. Okay. Can I just not do things like that? No, it's just like the fact that you can, like, especially if you're going through the level for the first time, it's just, oh, you can mess that up and not even realize that you're going to mess that up. Okay. Also, not having Diddy Kong to hover can actually make some things in this game a lot more difficult because you don't really because you have to time your jumps a lot more precisely without the hover. And I'll be the first to admit that I kind of come to rely on it as a crutch to time some jumps, but it's kind of an easy habit to fall into, even if it's not a good one for any purposes. Okay, I'm just gonna go get Diddy because the barrel is right there, honestly, and but no, I really should be able to make that jump without Diddy. It's just it just sort of happens. And again, those blocks are just sort of being moved around. Where are they going and why are they even being made? I don't know. Also, why am I having so much of a hard time on that jump? It's really not that hard to time. Okay, get on that, and now get the puzzle piece. Okay. Sheesh. Now I don't at least I don't have to do that again, even if I die, because you do keep puzzle pieces between lives. And also, speaking of the controller, I actually wasn't really speaking of controller things messing up, but I don't think I've ever tried that before, but you can kind of pound on that and it sloshes the potion or whatever kind of science thing that is. It kind of moves it around in the flask, but it doesn't actually get you anything, so it's just kind of a weird detail that it could do that. Again, you got a whole lot of things going on here that you have to do. Jump up to there, and you can get this puzzle piece. And then there's another one, like, right there on the other side of the wall from it that you kind of have to... Okay. Ow. Kind of have to hover back here. But yeah, timing is getting a little bit weird. That's actually one thing I think is, like, more of the defining theme of the gameplay in this world in particular. Because it's the factory world, a lot of the level gimmicks involve moving parts of the level in some way. I mean, a lot of platformer level gimmicks have that, but there's a difference between just moving parts and, like, moving parts as in, like, automation of a factory moving parts, and also grab that. And yeah, so it's like, okay, there's moving parts in a lot of levels, but this world in particular really kind of raises the bar in terms of that. Also here, wait a moment, and Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, or just Donkey Kong, will poke their head out of the barrel that they're in. That actually makes it a lot easier to time that little shell game thing there and not accidentally go up into the electricity and hurt yourself. That's actually a really good tip there, and that's not really something that you ever see come in useful particularly often is that ability that they poke their heads out of the barrel when it's sitting there for a time. And it makes me wonder if they added that detail specifically for that level. I mean, if I end the episode now, it's going to be a really short video. But if I go to this next level, it's going to be probably a fairly long video. You know what? I'm going to do it. I might regret this. Gear Getaway, level 7-4. And this, if you might have seen a certain music title on Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS and Wii U, you might have an idea what this level is going to involve already. Here's a puzzle piece right off the beginning of the level. And here's another thing. You can just drop into that bonus barrel. And yeah, it's just another bonus level. But yeah, so if you have seen that song title in Smash Bros., you might know what kind of level this is going to be without me having to tell you. But for the rest of you, you will find out probably fairly shortly. I mean, if you didn't already know just from playing the game or from seeing the thumbnail, because the thumbnail might show this level for all I know, depending on how long everything is. Probably it'll show something in one of the last couple levels, I would think, but no. You've got these kind of platforms here, which are just sort of things that... Yep. It's a rocket barrel level. Yep, they got another rocket barrel level. I get the feeling that was was going to be a puzzle piece. But yeah, I have to say though, this rocket barrel level, okay, other than doing that for some reason, which actually, hold on. One of my problems with this level is not necessarily that it's a rocket barrel level, but that it's a rocket barrel level that has a really long, well, not really, I guess not really long, but it takes a little bit to get to the rocket compared to some of them. Also, I feel like that's going to be a... Okay, I guess I can try again. I wasn't trying to do that, but I feel like that... Okay, I also keep hitting that light and knocking out those bananas, so... That's fun, I guess. But it's not so much long as it feels kind of dangerous to get to the... Yep, I knew that was a puzzle piece. I knew it. But no, other than... Okay, I've had a couple of false starts here, but... Also, that is not how gears are meant to align. I think anyone would be able to tell you that anyway, but I have specifically taken an engineering course. Well, a couple engineering courses where we talked about gears and how they are supposed to mesh. And these ones, the ends of the gear teeth are what kind of brush up against each other, and it's supposed to be the tooth against, like, the inside middle. Also, I have a feeling I should probably have gotten those bananas instead. But no, I don't think I've ever really paid attention to this because it was for the sake of actually having open spaces to get through between the spokes of the gears, or the teeth of the gears, or whatever. But now that I actually look at that, that's really not... doesn't make any mechanical sense. These gears are not doing any work. They are just spinning. They're just okay. It's basically you're taking a circle, putting it on a stick, and rotating the stick. Unless you connect that circle to something else and make it rotate that, you're just spinning a stick. Okay? It's like... And it's like... I can't be the only one who's noticing that, and it's like... It makes sense from the level design perspective, and I'm sure this game is probably not the only game to ever get that wrong, but the way those teeth are just like, mashing up against each other. Okay, it's just... I mean, I guess you could... Okay, those gears are actually doing something properly. But a lot of the other ones, you don't really see any indication that they're doing any mechanical work. They're just sort of rotating and... I don't know. I guess you could say that really grinds my gears. Even the game wants me to stop making puns and just get on with the level. Okay. Really, I don't usually have that much trouble with this particular rocket barrel level. Again, I don't usually have all that much trouble with any of the rocket barrel levels except for Crowded Cavern. At least not that I think. Again, maybe it might just be that my patience is somewhat limited by the fact that I'm trying to Let's Play. Also, those things are mean. You think they are going to line up so that there's like a horizontal path. Like, in this set, they line up so that there's a horizontal path where they never smash into that horizontal path straight through all of them, so you can just kind of take a steady height through them. But the next set of those doesn't do that. Well, okay, other than these, but the next set of those where they have, like, the pairs, like, here, they're actually disaligned. So you actually have to pay attention and shift heights when you shift from one to the other. However, the background actually hints at that now that I look at that. And again, those background gears are actually properly meshing. But... okay. I don't know why I'm paying so much attention to the logic of what this factory is supposed to be built like, but I guess that's what getting an engineering degree since the last time you probably played this game will do to you. But I don't think I've played this game personally since probably when I was in high school. Or no, probably the summer after I graduated high school was probably I think the last time I played this game. Because I remember staying up probably later than I should have because it was summer and I didn't have anything I was needing to do. And then college came and I just kind of kept to that terrible schedule. And I'm still on it, so yay. Oh, also, this is really crazy. It just sort of zooms way out and you got these big gears that you're just kind of moving between, and it's not hard, but it's intimidating to see that. And yep, we are here at the end of the level. Oh no. Am I gonna have to replay this? Well, I will probably get back to you there and see you back in the level where Squawks ends up. So, that'll be fun. Oh, okay. He's already... Yep. Okay, I was wondering about this. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Okay. Well... on that note, I'm going to just play the level again, and I'll see you at the end of it. And on that note, I say that just about does it for this episode of Let's Play Donkey Kong Country Returns. And next time, we'll make more progress. Probably not quite as much as in this episode, but definitely more. I will see you then. Goodbye.